Alright, let's get these beautiful bastards on the horses going. Speaking of beautiful bastards on horses, we got Bretonnia as well. Knights versus Knights. Chaos Knights versus Bretonnia Knights. Gotta be one of my hell of a fight. Just going over what my Herald has on the Seeker. 2 Fiends, 4 Marauder Horsemen, the ROR, Devoted Marauders of Slaanesh Spear variant, and Chaos Knights. Very... I don't know if it's typical, but something I want to experiment with. Got the Enchantress coming in with her Mortis. I think... And let me reintroduce LegionHeir here. I believe LegionHeir thought I would go heavy into the Chaos Warriors, or maybe even the Hellscourge Chosen. Something you'd expect a lot from the Slaanesh player. You really don't expect in this matchup to go head-on against the Bretonnia Knights. But I wanted to test something. And it makes sense, Legion going this way, trying to cure the 3rd objective with all his units. Problem is, it's a real slow push, and he already forgot his backline too. Well, in the open end, he comes in with some Knights, and they'll do fine. They sure will. The problem is I got 2 things of Fiends ready. I got some Chaos Knights to shoot away any skirmish cav. And the Chaos Knights versus the Knights of the Realm. Clearly the Knights of the Realm win this fight. Or so I thought. If they're left in sustained combat. Here's the thing. I brought Mystifying Miasma to slow them down and basically kill their numbers quick. And by they I mean any of the Bretonnia expensive Knights. And we catch some units, some foot squares off in the open. Not necessarily open, but definitely caught. And just one Mystifying Miasma did all that damage. So I was right to bring that. And for those who don't know, Slaanesh has the army ability to give Fanatical something, where it gives 62 to 125 damage per second. Per tick, I guess. And yeah, stack that with Miasma, and that could be a recipe for disaster for the Knights. And then you have these Fiends. Fiends are so good. I was really surprised how well the Fiends did. You'll see that later. Right now we're back, we're charging the back of these peasant noblemen. It wasn't that great of a charge, but charge nonetheless. Chasing off the rest of those skirmish cav. As the Fiends finish off those peasant at arms. 50 melee attack isn't really going to hit most of these units. And we have 3 units going to my backline objective. But the Princes of Perfection have perfect vigor, they got spears, physical resist, immune to psychology. They are just going to do the works. 41 melee defense, so they're going to last against everything he's throwing over there. And then we have these Knights. Both sides. 2-pronged attack. Both Chaos Knights, and I love me some Chaos Knights. And even the Enchantress is going to, while being on her horsey, is going to get stabbed a billion times. And as you can see, here comes the 2-prong. Both his units, his arrow boys, getting caught in the open by those Fiends and the Chaos Knights. Beautiful charges. Just love it. Devastating flanker sucks. I mean, sucks to get hit by. That's why you don't run from them. Almost caught me with that comment. Did some damage, though. A little scratches here and there. Not too bad. Not too great, but not too bad. As we catch his home objective. Moving back on the 3rd. We're just everywhere at once. Just strange. You'd expect this from Bretonnia, but no. Bretonnia Knights are expensive. And Legion's reacting to everything I throw at him, which is good. For me. His units are in disarray. If anything, he shouldn't have overextended a lot of your units. Legion. A lot of your units are caught out in the open, not bunched up together like they should be. And if anything, you should have probably just went in and pushed from your home objective into my objective. Covering your 3 units in the back line, shooting in, having the Enchantress in the front line to provide the Mortis. But this build of mine is really... It gets around those kind of annoying builds, where it's trying to hit multiple objectives hit your not hit your backline necessarily, just catch units in the open. While I try to build up a heavy front line with Chaos Knights and Chosen. And it seemed to be working. Especially when you have a bunch of skirmish cav that can take out men-at-arms quite easily. Fiends being caught in the open with Chaos Knights. Marauder Horsemen throwing javelins. Speaking of getting caught in the open, I was so stupid in getting my Herald of Slaanesh caught. Could have avoided it. Probably could have backed her up too. But I'm so ahead in value. I just didn't give a shit at this point. And it's not like I had any real units to hit with her spells. At least not ones that I wanted to spend it on. Even these Beast Slayers again, trounced. Just look at them. Surrounded, beaten, flayed. Even got Seekers beating up Battle Pilgrims. And the Fey Enchantress staying in engagement with the Princess has been her downfall. She's probably going to heal back up. I saw some healing in there. I don't think it was regrowth. Might have been. And these Marauder Horsemen are just being nothing but a menace. Just trying to get what spells I can out of my hero before she goes kaput. And there she goes crumbling. Yeah, I was getting lazy, getting sloppy. Didn't need to commit her to anything. But oh well. These things happen. I was so busy just trying to murder the rest of his army. I guess it was a 4D chess move, you know. Have 3 units beating up my herald while I skewer his army. Fair play, fair play. Speaking of skewer, these Battle Pilgrims are about to get murked. 2 units of Chaos Knights into them. Bring in some Forsaken of Slaanesh. Resistance, high damage, great for dealing at men-at-arms or peasants. Not so much Battle Pilgrims, but everything else does pretty good. Here comes the Comet. Does pretty good on those Chosen. And even though they did pretty good, those Chosen aren't going to go anywhere anytime soon. The Scourge is just, that 70 melee defense and poison is just so good. I'd be very impressed. I mean, it's going to take a lot of spells, a lot of units just to get those boys out of there. And here we go, we got the 3rd now. I'm going to try to recapture my own home objective. As the Forsaken try cleaning up a lot of these loose units. Along with these Seekers and Knights. And everything nice. Should be pressing these guys in the flank or in the rear. Which I think I'm going to do with these Seekers soon. As the Marauder Horsemen just keep causing all sorts of pain for Legion. Trying to go for my back objective with Grail Knights. But we're ready for Grail Knights. We got, yep, Fascination. And Chaos Furies in the back of them. And that's the last thing they want to do. Oh man, Furies are just so good. For 600 you could clean up even Grail Knights. Oh. I mean, it was mostly Fascination to be fair. And here come the Fiends to finish it off. Oh, Fiends are so good. Lowering that melee attack and melee defense by 5. Oof. Now I could have went for 2 Chaos Knights instead of the Fiends, but in this matchup it makes more sense with all the heavy armor and cav to do that. Fey Enchantress, she's out in the open. I could catch her, I could finish her off. But I want the Knights. I want the Knights. She's not that big of a problem, at least not to me. And anyways, she should be near those Scourges causing that Mortis. Or in the middle over here. Man, she's annoying. Trying to jump on the objective, giving me nothing but free hits right now. It's the last thing you need to be doing. Although the Seekers are a bit out of position and caught in between a lot of units. Look at these Marauders, though. Getting free damage in. God, I think Marauder Horsemen are probably the best units in any roster, honestly. Most skirmish cav are pretty solid. I can't think of any skirmish cav that I consider to be better than them. Maybe I want to say I want to say the Wood Elves, Glade Riders, because they can do poison. They have nice variations. Although they do cost what, 750, 700? They're a bit pricey. But Marauder Horsemen are 700, so it's not like any difference. And there goes Fey Enchantress kaput. We got his home objective now, we got our objective, and now we're going to clean up to get the 3rd objective. We're behind on points, but we are ahead in value. And you can't keep throwing knights all day. Knights are expensive. And while I'm taking care of his knights real quick, he can't replenish his infantry numbers either. And that's where the Chaos Knights, the Forsaken, all that come in. Send in one Devoted Marauders. They're gonna get their shit rocked. Battle Pilgrims, Foot Squires, Men at Arms. Yeah, they're probably not gonna last, but you know what? They can eat. They can eat bullets. They can buy me some time until the real problems show up. Yeah, this transition to Slaanesh feels good. I have to give my Chaos Brethren some love, and Slaanesh is the one I love the least, so feels right. Two Fiends catching those Grail Guardians. Oh, no, God, yeah, there are Grail Guardians out in the open. That's a good pickup. Forsaken are still alive, wow. I mean, they're men at arms. What do you expect? Solid melee defense, but not gonna cut it. Especially with that low damage and low armor. And then you have Forsaken in your back line. Ooh, that's not gonna go well. More Marauder Horsemen coming in. We got Chaos Warriors with Slaanesh coming in. Hell Scourge variant. And I'm just loving this. These boys are fast, even on foot, and heavy metal. 33 speed. Good. And Strider. Strider, I love Strider. Strider is very strong. You can have a whole infantry dodging giant AoE spells. Especially elite infantry. It is just so nice. It just feels so good. That's the rewards you get for playing Slash. Yeah, going back on it now, I figured between the four Chaos Gods, I thought my ranking used to be Zeech, Nurgle, Slaanesh, and then Khorne. I think I'm gonna swap Nurgle and Slaanesh now, after giving Slaanesh some more love, because Nurgle just, without the fact that they can burst down anything, you can't really play into their strategy of attrition. It's tough to do it. They are tough, but once you take out their toughest units, there's not really much else left for them. And it's not exactly a hard science to figure out which ones they are. Chaos Knights, Chosen, even Plague Bearers just feel like they aren't worth their value anymore. They're just so easy to knock out. Yes, they have high melee defense, they have poison, but with so many ranged options and armor piercings, it really doesn't amount to much. They just get hit with artillery fire too. They have so many weaknesses. And they don't have any anti-large. Whereas Slaanesh has the large, they have the speed, they can bog down, they have cheap units, they have spears. And they have poison and physical resist, so it's like, what's the point, Nurgle? Alright, enough of my rant. Back to the fight. Looks like the Fey Enchantress has returned to claim her home objective, but we're gonna give her the what for. Fascination on those Grail Guardians, beautiful. 59 melee defense, those guys, oh man, those boys are rough. But we got the flanking Furies, we got Chosen still. I mean, we're gonna outvalue him and outscore him soon enough. We're on a triple cap situation, and we're catching up soon. All we just need is another Fascination, and also to recall my own Warlord. Ugh, talking too fast because I'm watching those Chaos Chosen, Chaos Warriors dodge the comet. Ugh, excuse me, guys. Ugh, and that was a nice awakening in the woods. Definitely needs it. Grail Guardian will have a hard time trying to get rid of the Perfections. They are a tough bunch, and with that perfect vigor, I expect them to last a long, long time. Marauder Horsemen holding out to those objectives. My 9 units to his 10, but yeah, all I really have to worry about are those Guardians. It's not really me worrying, even with the healing. And then here comes my Herald, which means I have all those free winds of magic to spend on those Guardians once she gets in range. Plus, it's a triple cap situation, so... yeah, we can keep intercepting, we can keep hitting. Awakening the Woods on the Chaos Warriors was a mistake, because, well, they're heavily armored. Better off doing it on the Princes. Got the Spearmen with the Guardians over here, and it is beautiful. I don't expect them to win, I don't expect them to live, but we're gonna have a good time. And yeah, we just gotta tap out soon, because once I take care of these Guardians, there's not much he can do to really come back from this. Yes, he can keep throwing units, but I got Chaos Warriors coming in, Chosen, fresh Chosen coming in as well. No, not Fresh Chosen, more Chaos Warriors. And the Mystifying is so good, even with the healing he's got going on. Still, and Fascination on top of that. There's just nothing he can do. The ward save's nice on them, but a 15% ward save really isn't enough to cover how much damage the spell and army ability can do. And then I'm just gonna have my beat down on the Fey Enchantress, and yeah, that's gonna be GG. Thanks for the good game, Legion. That was fun. Just look at the value. You remember what I said with the Fiends? Oh, baby. They paid for themselves and then some. They are good. Especially the Perfection, but that was mostly just the Fey Enchantress, so don't be deceived. They did good, but they didn't that good. Alright, folks. It's about that time. I have to ask you, please like, sub if you did like this. I'm sure plenty of you keep coming back, and I would appreciate it. We're trying to get to 1,000, and hey, come hit me up on the stream, get some replays in. Get your replays in. 12 p.m. Central Standard Time, Fridays. Alright, folks. With all that said, y'all have a good one. Peace, and goodbye for now.